The trenches, where games aren't just played, they're conquered. Where bodies collide with the force of two pickup trucks at full throttle. Every snap is war. Every rep is survival. Their mission? Erase the man across from you, by any means necessary. The spotlight rarely hits them, but they don't care. They live in the chaos. They thrive in violence. They carry the weight of an entire team, dragging victory out of the mud with their bare hands. This is Trench Talk. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Trench Talk. This is the offensive line portion from the game against the Atlanta Falcons. Again, I'll say what I said in the defensive video. It's frustrating, losing two straight. Things aren't looking like they should, or how we think they should, how it was last year. And it's a little bit frustrating, but I know we're going to bounce back. Like I said, we're going to get into some notes, got some whiteboard work, a lot of interesting stuff to talk about on the whiteboard on big plays or negative plays for us that you'll see how crazy it was in the whiteboard. But without further ado, we're going to get into the drive notes and then individual grades. So the first drive, only negative I saw, Torrence missed a linebacker at the second level. It wasn't a horrible rep, but he was close to the guy at the second level, and he kind of whiffed on him. Good initial block. But overall, great pass protection, great run, and great run blocking as well. Now, the second drive, here's what we're going to show you on the whiteboard. Allen kind of effed the offensive line here. And I'll get up and show you now. Okay, a little bit better. I don't have to hunch over. So I'm going to try to talk a little bit loud. So when this play initially started, we had Dawson Knox over here. There was probably someone else over there, but it cut out in the picture. Shakir, Shavers. Ty Johnson was lined up on the right side. Now, the way Atlanta came out was they had two guys. They had a guy on Dawson Knox's inside shade. They had a guy kind of offset, not quite a 9 technique on Dawkins. Then they had a guy split in between Edwards and McGovern. They had a safety, a linebacker. They had a stand-up linebacker in between Brown and Torrence, and they had an edge rusher here, right? So they're showing blitz. This guy's showing a little bit. He's showing, and he's showing. So Allen sends Ty over here, and he runs over here, and then he comes back in and then lines up over here on the left side. So when the play happens, this guy bails into coverage. The safety comes down and blitzes. This guy's coming in. This guy's coming in. This guy's coming in. And this guy's coming in. And this guy's coming in. Right? So just a wonderful drawn up defensive play. So then what happens is Torrence pre-snap called out his number 0. I got 0, right? So he's not blocking this guy. So what happens is Brown doesn't take this guy. Torrence blocks him. Ty Johnson's already over here. And then Dawkins gets this guy. Edwards and McGovern do a great job handling the blitzer and a double team, passing it off to each other. So over here was solid, right? But the pressure came from here. And mind you, this is a third down on the second drive that Shakir almost caught. So Ty Johnson tries to jump in front and block this guy, but he's late. So if Allen never, again, this is probably the play call, but if Allen was looking and was like, okay, you know what? I don't want Ty Johnson over here. I want him on my right side because there's more guys over here than over here, and I can't account for all 3 of these guys against 2. So I'm going to have my running back stay here. So just think about that. If he never sent Ty Johnson, Torrence picks up this guy. Brown picks up this guy. And then Ty Johnson just goes like that. And then Allen has more time to make an accurate throw and a better play. So again, I know it looks crazy up here, but they showed a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They showed 7, but they brought 6. And there's 6 guys to block. So, yeah, it's technically 6-on-6, but when the main culprit is the one that makes the play and your other extra blocker is on the opposite side, it does you no good. So again, solid job. Dawkins picks up this guy. When the safety comes in and Edwards is already blocking this D tackle here. Excuse me. McGovern's blocking this D tackle, and then Edwards is double teaming him at the start in a duo block, and then picks up the blitzing safety. This is all good over here. The problem was over here, and it could have been avoided again if Allen kept Ty Johnson over there. Again, he wasn't sacked, but this was a pressure, so it's a negative stat for the O-line, a negative stat for the team, and we weren't able to complete a pass because it was rushed due to the fact that Ty Johnson wasn't there to pick up the blitz. So we always talk about, oh, Ty Johnson's the third down back. We got to put him in there for pass protection. Well, it didn't help when the blitz that hurt us was on the opposite side of Ty Johnson. And it makes you wonder, how come the play is designed perfectly by the defensive coordinator? How did he know that Ty Johnson was going to move to the left side? Because if he didn't, that play wouldn't have worked. And who knows what we could have had as a completion. Maybe Shakir kept turning upfield on a wheel route, and then that's a deep ball or a touchdown. But because he didn't have time for it to progress, it just went for like a 7-yard, 10-yard pass, and it was incomplete because he couldn't get both feet down. So that's the first play. And this is where it frustrates me, where it's like the O-line has looked not bad this year, but they've regressed as far as, pressures allowed. At this point last year, they allowed 49. They've allowed 61 this year. Now, 10 of them, according to PFF, are on Josh Allen. So 4 of the sacks out of the 12 and 10 of the pressures. Now, to be fair, the least sacked team has 6. Everyone else, the second least sacked quarterback has 8. We're at 12. So from 12 to 8 is a bunch of teams. So it's really, the sacks have been up this year, but it's uncharacteristic for our team to be beat like this. Now, I think a lot of it is just play calling and the unfortunateness of Allen thinking he needs to put Ty over here to make something happen, and then he doesn't. So sorry to ramble, but I really enjoy this kind of thing. There'll be more plays like that. All right, sorry to ramble, guys. I really like doing whiteboard stuff and explaining. So yeah, third drive, Edwards was late picking up a run blitz, and McGovern lost his rep, so didn't really turn out to anything good. Dawkins got beat inside for a pressure, but the pass was complete. Pretty sure that was Leonard Floyd on that one. And then again, Allen was sacked twice on this drive. I believe one of them was him just running forward and getting tagged at the line of scrimmage. So, it wasn't because the blocking wasn't there. He was running. Again, the linemen got guys, they don't got eyes in the back of their head, so they don't know when he's about to take off. He starts taking off, the D lineman's staring right at him, and he can just get a hand on him. And then we're going to show the other sack in a moment. Okay, everybody. Now, this play was actually freaking insane. Defensive play calling, Jeff Ulbrich. This was just, more teams should do this play. It's absolutely incredible. Again, Allen got sacked here, but to be fair, Shakir and one other person and maybe a third one could have been wide open. This was a blitz beat play that Joe Brady finally dialed up in the situation, and Allen hesitated, didn't take the easy route, and got sacked. But here's what happens here. So again, they're showing 8 people in the box, right? We got Shakir and someone else over here, Shavers and Knox over there, right? Basic alignment. So what they got going on here is they got a wide 9. They got a guy splitting Torrance and Brown. They got a linebacker showing blitz head up. They got a D tackle in the A gap between Edwards and McGovern. And then they got a guy, this was a defensive end in between Dawkins and Edwards. Another guy blitzing, and a guy behind him showing blitz. So this is crazy, right? Crazy, bringing a house. But when Allen calls hike, also, again, everyone's communicating on the O-line. I got this guy, I got this guy. So what they do is they hike the ball. This guy and this guy, they drop into coverage. So these guys aren't blocking anybody. So all the havoc happens on this side. And it was perfectly executed by the defense. I love it just because it's such a great play. I'm not happy that it happened to our team. But here's the kicker. Here's what happened. This guy came across like that. This guy came across like that. And then this guy goes around here. So then Dawkins has to, obviously, he's going to kick step back. And a huge hole opens up. This guy and this guy funnel in to this wide open gap. And this guy over here, Shakir, is right here, wide open. Allen stares at the blitz coming. He runs backwards. And this guy coming around sacks him. Just an incredible play design. The defensive ends coming across the body to get the offensive lineman to shift their body that way. And then Dawkins has to obviously kick out and block. Then you got a huge hole where two blitzers funneled into. So, again, I can't blame this on the offensive line. They get credited with the sack. They get credited with the pressure. But he's blocked. He's engaged. He's engaged. Obviously, these two aren't engaged because their guys went off into coverage. And then these guys funnel in for a blitz. Allen has to see that. He has to see this and like, oh, there's a big gaping hole here, and I got two guys running in here. There's probably a guy open. And again, Shakir was wide open. Shavers came on a crosser route wide open, and then Knox was streaking open down the middle. Again, it was quick, but it was a quick hitting play. Yeah, he needed to get the ball out. Instead, he did it. He ran backwards, got sacked, took a loss, hurts the offensive line, hurts himself, and hurts the team. But again, beautifully drawn up play. I kind of want to draw it real time so you can forget the second half of the field. I want to draw this up real time so you can see like the gap that was really there. So while they were blocking, Edwards is like literally over here, right? And then Dawkins is over here. And this guy's blocking with Dawkins. And it's literally like this big of a gap. And this guy just comes in, boom. So real time, that's what the hole really looked like. Huge. So again, bad play by Allen. Could have been a first down or even more. But these are the plays that like people that don't necessarily care about offensive line and things like that, they're going to see this play and say, Allen's got no pressure. I mean, Allen's got no time. Offensive line can't block. They can't pick up a blitz. This play did not require a blitz pickup because it was meant to get out like that. Hike, boom. That's what the play design in my mind is. I mean, I'm not saying that that isn't true. I'm sure it is based on how it ended up with these guys. Crossing routes. And the secondary that wasn't blitzing, they gave us cushion. So this play should have came out to Shakir as soon as he saw the blitz coming in. Boom. But again, someone please explain that thinks the opposite of me in this situation, that it is the offensive line's fault. They can't pick up a blitz. With the play design being as good as it was, forcing this side to go that way, and then Dawkins obviously goes this way, and they can funnel two guys in, what did you expect to happen? Okay, maybe Dawkins can come off of this guy that he's blocking and try to pick up a blitz, but then this guy's going to come off of him anyway and make a tackle regardless. So, again, it was a beautifully executed play. The quarterback could have made a play, and he didn't. But again, outstanding play design by Jeff Ulbrich. Offensive line couldn't do anything. But again, it wasn't necessary for anyone to pick up a blitz in that situation. What was necessary was getting the ball out immediately, because that's based on what the video showed, that was the play design. All right. Again, sorry, guys. It's just I really enjoy doing that. Fourth drive, Brown did a great job getting to the second level to spring a nice long cook run. Very good pass protection that drive. Pretty sure that was a touchdown. Pretty sure that was a touchdown drive. Yeah. But fifth drive, good pass protection. We didn't run the ball that drive. So I can't really grade him on run blocking in that one. The sixth drive, Allen threw a pick. There was one one play. So before that was one good play. Pass protection was good on that, even on the interception. Can't complain. Seventh drive, amazing pass protection and run protection. Well, this was a touchdown. So first one was a touchdown, and then the seventh was a touchdown. Yeah, Allen had all day, and the holes were wide. You could put a Mack truck through those holes. But yeah, great job. Now the eighth drive, not so good. It wasn't the best. It wasn't, wasn't the worst. Allen got sacked again. Again, I'll show the play. Pass protection was meh. Run blocking was good. Brown got beat on the inside. Again, I mean, it's been doing that at least once or twice a week. But the first time he got beat, the play didn't result in anything negative. So again, you take it when you can. But not so good overall. It was meh, that drive. Now we're going to pull up the sack. So this was the last sack that he took. We were under center. Jackson Hawes, Reggie Gilliam, Ty Johnson's in the game. I think this was Shakir Shavers. And the way the play starts, they got wide nine, head up, A-gap, defensive tackle. Before the play happens, the linebacker here comes around here, pushes this guy in. He takes his spot right here. So you got 5 on the line. And then when the play snaps, it's a stretch play. So everybody is moving like this. Play action, or not play action, but everyone's stretching that way. So what happens is these guys are pushing everyone this like that. Dawkins actually pushes Edwards' guy so hard into Edwards that Edwards loses his balance a little bit. Obviously, the guys are still blocked though, but this guy, he comes around all that mess, and then he comes in here unblocked, and then Allen just holds the ball, takes a sack. So again, many things. You see it happening, and he literally just sat there like this. Hold on. Got my Jim Kelly football, right? So he pump fakes, sees the guy coming, goes like this, goes like that, gives up. Now, you're playing a game of field position. You also want to protect yourself. So in that situation, why don't you throw the ball away? Again, this necessarily wasn't – I'm not trying to blame it all on Josh, guys. I'm just explaining what I see when I watch this play. Everybody was blocked, but because Dawkins was engaged, Edwards was off balance because Dawkins' guy got hit into him from the side, he just was able to come right off and make a play. But again, that's not necessarily anyone's fault, but Allen seeing that, get rid of the football or take off prior. As soon as you see the guy coming in, do that little stutter step, boom, like that. He does it all the time. And at that point in the game, it just seemed like he was so frustrated that he just gave up. And I hate to say that because I know he's got a lot of heart and fight, but that's not the play you should take a sack on because it wasn't necessarily anyone got beat. He just came around because it was a big mess of people getting blocked. And another good play design, getting everybody one way, making us have to push that way. Again, bounced off the guy, but Allen should have threw that ball away. So, got sacked 4 times. 2 of them were definitely should have been avoided, and the other 2 were him running forward, getting tagged out the line of scrimmage, so I don't really count those. So the sack numbers look inflated. People might be hating the O-line right now, judging them. I still believe it's unwarranted. And again, please, if you disagree and you've seen the films yourself, I don't know if we're going to be able to post it. But I'm doing the whiteboard stuff. Please let me know what you think. All right. 9th drive after the blocked field goal. Great run blocking. But again, because all we did was run. Then it was a stupid end-around play. Now, the worst part about the end-around play was Brady tried to use the excuse of everybody was sucked inside, right? But there was like 3 or 4 guys on the tackle when it happened. And in no way, shape, or form should you ever, on 3rd and 1, not let Josh run the ball, tush push or whatever. I know McDermott's trying to be like, oh, I voted against it. I can't use it now. You're losing your team football games. I'm not saying we would have won, but who's to say that drive could change everything? We came off a blocked field goal, for Christ's sake. Who knows what could have happened? But yeah, and the worst part of it was, even though he fumbled, he had a lane. If he cut in immediately, Brown and Gilliam were right there, lead blocking. But because he fumbled it, it was too late. 10th drive, not much to say. Again, Allen ran up the middle to get sacked. Dumped off to Ty Johnson for no gain. And then it was a miscue with Elijah Moore. He ran 50 yards downfield. Allen threw it like 20. And they let him drive. Dawkins gave up a pressure. So that's it for the notes. We're going to get into PFF grades now. Okay, so PFF had us for 13 pressures out of 38 attempts for 34%. Pro Football Reference had us at 7 for 18%. And I had us at 6. So, I mean, again, all relatively close. I don't think it was 13, but I mean, they might have a different look. And again, going into this week, we were ranked 3rd, and obviously, I think we're gonna dip maybe to 4. We shall see. Yeah, guys. So after that game, we dropped to 4. Obviously, we didn't play this week, so I'm sure we'll stay at 4. But before this week, we were at 3. All right. So Dawkins, PFF gave him a 52 overall grade, 57 pass blocking, 45.2 run blocking, all bad. 0 sacks, 0 hits, 4 hurries, 4 pressures. I didn't think it was as bad as they say. Edwards, 61 grade, 58 pass blocking, 61 run blocking, 1 sack, no hits, 2 hurries, 3 pressures. It was pretty close. Again, the grades, don't worry about the grades. I really just do this for the statistics. The grades, again, always up for interpretation. McGovern, 57 overall grade, 69 pass blocking, 51 run blocking, no sacks, no hits, 1 hurry, 1 pressure. Torrance, 55 overall grade, 46.2 pass blocking, 57 run blocking, 0 sacks, 0 hit, 4 pressure, 4 hurry, 4 total. Brown, 70 overall grade, 68.3 pass block, 68 run block, 0 sack, 0 hit, 1 hurry, 1 pressure. So that was what PFF came up with. You know, again, I think they were a little harsh that week. I didn't count 13. Again, I know a lot of them were extra men coming in blitzing. I don't want to penalize guys for that when it's not possible to cover all those people in certain situations. But it is what it is. It's still a fantastic unit. But again, it was a couple bad weeks for the team in general. I think they'll all bounce back, and we'll get back to the team that we know and love. Sorry for the length of this video, but I like to get that whiteboard work in. I appreciate you guys. See you next time.